Outdoor Fizz as the team's practicing inside here Friday at the NCAA tournament right before the Elite Eight, Syracuse, Ohio State tomorrow night, 7:05. You can follow along with us at twitter.com/orangefizz. Craig Hoffman, Andrew Kanell making his Fizz video debut. You look nice.
Glad to hear that, I guess.
Thanks for dressing up. Thanks for shaving. I can't really talk either, but Ohio State, Syracuse.
It's a low blow.
It's a low blow, but it's a fair blow. I'm pretty scruffy myself. Nobody cares about that. They do care tomorrow night. I think one of the keys to this game is going to be Deshaun Thomas against that zone. Also, obviously, Jared Sullinger. How do you think Syracuse tries to shut down the bigs of Ohio State?
Well, it's really a tough challenge because you don't have Fab Melo, and I think the major theme of this game is that Syracuse, over the first few games, was able to control its own destiny they were just better than the other three teams they played in the first three rounds. With this Ohio State team, you're exactly right. You got Thomas and Soldier down low. I mean, what can Syracuse do to defend them? The big part of it is that one of the points that Jim Boeheim made during the press conference today, with all the other veterans, especially on defense, but in general on the Syracuse team, they can help protect guys like Bai and Rakeem Christmas in the zone. So it's a completely team defensive effort, and that's why maybe there's still hope for Syracuse, even though on paper, Ohio State overpowers the Orange down low.
Good news for Syracuse is that Ohio State plays man-to-man defense. The bad news is they're really, really good at it, and it starts with their point guard, Aaron Craft. Now, one of I think the key questions, though, is who does Aaron Craft actually guard? Jay Billis has called him the best on-ball defensive player in the country. So is Bob Knight. Does he guard Scoop Jardine, try to shut down the Orange attack that way by cutting it off at the head, so to speak, with its point guard? Or does he guard Dion Waiters, who's unquestionably Syracuse's best offensive talent?
When I was talking to some people who had watched a lot of Ohio State this year, a lot of them were saying he'd probably guard Scoop for the majority of the game. I think he's got to guard Dion, in my opinion. If I was coaching Ohio State, which obviously I'm not, and I respect Coach Monta's basketball knowledge, whatever he decides to do, personally, if it were my decision, I would put him on Dion Waiters because there is nobody on this Syracuse team that can score like Dion Waiters can. If you shut him down, you have the potential to actually send Syracuse into a decent, lengthy drought, which isn't very common with the Syracuse team. But if you can contain Dion Waiters, that could potentially contain a lot of this scoring that Syracuse has. I know that Scoop Jardine sets a tempo for this team, but just look at how explosive Dion Waiters was last time against Wisconsin and in general for this Syracuse squad.
If Syracuse wants to win, they need to make that question not matter. Well, that's kind of difficult to do, but how you do that? Ball movement. Syracuse at its best when they get balance and they have the ball moving around. Ball movement, man movement, the key to any offense. Once again, follow along with us, twitter.com/orangefizz. Tomorrow night, 7:05, right behind us, TD Bank Garden, a trip to New Orleans on the line. Syracuse and Ohio State.